I was so dumb, but I hopped on a plane, almost drove right back to the 541. Shitty U-turn on the freeway, you turn me from a fiend to a way to you fun. I can wait in the sun for a little, but it's been real gray, and tonight it's a nice C1. I can wait in the cold for a while at the
Alright, let's start this off with a question from the chat. We were asked, everybody was asked, the room was asked, would you rather travel to space or win a Super Bowl?
With a Super Bowl? What?
Yeah.
What a weird question.
I mean, you've already won Super Bowls, so
no. We've seen those losers, those celebrities who flew on like Elon Musk's thing to space, and it was still bright out. They didn't even hit darkness. They were in space. Fuck out of here.
Was that
is
even Elon,
dumb.
or was that Richard Branson?
I feel like that was more Elon because it was pretty recent.
No, Elon's still doing it. I think that's why the topic came up, is because Elon did a launch tonight with the SpaceX or whatever. So.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of dorks who were like, "Oh, I love watching sparklers go into the sky."
These dorks who are asking us the question.
Dorks. Space is for dorks.
Space is for nerds.
Nerds.
You have to be a
nerds
scientist.
and dorks. A paramount moment for me during COVID was, I think it was like late May, early June. Elon set up a rocket while everyone was still locked down. And it literally was like, oh, it's delayed 30 minutes. Oh, it's delayed 45 minutes. Oh, it's an hour and a half. Oh, it's 2 hours. Oh, here it goes. 15 seconds later, it was done. You couldn't see it. It fizzled out. Oh, how cool is that? Dorks, nerds. You're never going to live in space.
I mean,
dorks.
We already live in space, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Right? Dorks. Astronauts. There's like 3 famous astronauts ever because space is dumb and doesn't need to be explored.
Yeah, the thing, name the third astronaut because everyone can name 2.
I can only name Buzz.
I got the Russian
and
guy.
You'll tell me the second guy and I'll know his name, but there's like
Neil Armstrong.
The Russian
Neil
guy.
Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, Sputnik, who's either a ship or a dog, and that's all I got.
I got this. Yuri Gagarin. That's like the
Don't
Russian
know who that
name.
is. Never heard of him.
I know this
Is
because
he a wrestler?
No, because like one of my best friends growing up.
Greco style.
Yeah. One of my best friends growing up was named Yuri. That's the only reason I know that. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Booble confirms it. Yuri Gagarin. Yeah. See, I know this shit. I'm a nerd.
Yeah, you would.
Totally
would know. You would know that name, comrade, wouldn't you?
I'm totally a nerd, you guys. Yeah, I'm super smart and I know stuff. So deal with it.
It's been a while since we've circled around to my take that space is dumb, but I'm glad I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Space is dumb.
It has been a while. Yep.
Been a while.
We weren't even talking about Trek Wars either. That's usually what triggers it as well.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of triggered, yeah, man. Like, all right, should we start the podcast, I guess? Let's start the podcast. I'm Alex. He's Ski. He's King. We have Twitter handles. They're on the picture of the podcast. You can tweet at us or something if you'd like. We're on Twitch. Right now, it's Thursday. Usually we start around 8 o'clock, and you can watch us, twitch.tv/abrog87, ABRAWG87, twitch.tv/that. We might switch to Wednesday soon, whatever, find us. If you follow it, if you go to twitch.tv/abrog87, click the follow button or whatever, it'll notify you when we go live and you can just click a button and then you can watch us. It's a good time. Get in the chat, bullshit with us, whatever, or don't. Also Discord. I think we're freezing. I'm going to hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. Sports Brewery in the Discord. Get in there. You can give us list suggestions, movie suggestions, all of that crap, and BS with us about the spring game when it happened and duck games when they happen. It seems to be like, for me, it's a Twitter replacement because I don't like going on Twitter, but Twitter's like the news source when things happen. And I have found that people in the Discord like to share those things, those Twitch or those Twitter stories and stuff. And so I don't have to go to Twitter anymore. It's fantastic.
Pick up a register guard. You'll be good.
Name a register guard writer.
I don't know who's left. Is there anyone? Do they have any writers left?
I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. I love the paper. I honestly don't know. It's
Chris Peach.
He's the photographer. I know that.
Yeah.
Definitely the highest paid employee there. I can guarantee you that. But I got nothing, man. Yeah. Okay, where should we start? Oh, movie on Sunday is Sicario. It's on Prime. We talked about it last week, and I said it wasn't streaming anywhere, but apparently it is streaming on Prime. So it's my movie. Watch it. Listen to us talk about it on Sunday. Great fucking movie. Watch it, especially if you haven't seen it. So good. Okay, so
I would say Spring Game would be the
Spring Game for sure.
Lead off.
Voter pamphlets came out for the M's Stadium. So if ads are going around, Alan's doing interviews, all that stuff is going on right now. So we're about at that time where you have to make a decision, Lane County voter, if you want the M's to still be here.
No, I think we should allocate our funds towards an ice skating rink with reusable kitten fingernails and yarn. That's what I would do, but I don't ever leave my house. I'm a typical Eugene voter.
Is that Matt Carney?
Oh, no, that's Matt Carney.
Oh, hey, Matt. Hey, man. It was good seeing you at the Spring Game. Yeah. Did a free show, man. That was great. No, this is it, man. Like, it's really as simple as that. It's a yes or no. It's
not passing. It's not passing.
Well, that's
passing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you say no, then you're saying goodbye M's, and there's never going to be a minor league team here ever again. Like, should somebody else pay for it? Yeah, totally. Like, we talk about that with pro sports all the time. Like, yeah. No, like, owners should pay for it. Like, Major League Baseball, the Giants, they should pay for it. Yeah, totally. No, I get it. But that's not the reality. And we have to pay a little bit if we want them to stay. And so if you feel like they're of value to this community, vote yes. I think they are. So I'm going to vote yes. I'm going to pay my $22 a year or whatever. Like, I'm into it.
Yeah, people are like, $22 a year. Oh my gosh. I can't pay that because I'm a fucking loser.
Yep. If you can wrap your mind around the M's not being worth it to our community for $22. By the way, that's like an average. So, like, low income people aren't going to be paying $22. Like, it's scale.
Renters aren't like, technically you could say it's baked into their rent, but come on, like, whatever.
So it's really as simple as that. It really is. Like, do you value them in our community? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Pay your $22.
But aside from the M's, the fact that they're really hammering home the fact that this will take over, I think it's the Les Schwab Amphitheater in Bend, is what it is. They're trying to take over that for the big acts because, around here there's the Cuthbert, which is tiny. There's the one in Bend, which I think is the Les Schwab Amphitheater. And then we have, like, the Gorge. And I know someone is going to say, we have this little amphitheater too. But those are kind of like the big ones around. If you can, again, this is peak Eugene. If you could build that stadium and make it a concert, the concert venue that they're kind of saying, and you can get fucking, like, Modest Mouse. Like, how more Eugene is that? Like,
Modest
Mouse. Like, hey, they go to Bend all the time. You're not telling me that's not selling out at, Lane County Fairgrounds Arena or whatever we're fucking gonna call it. Like, come on.
You get Imagine Dragons in the M Stadium.
Ooh, imagine that.
Imagine that.
No, but I think it's coming up like Louis C.K. is Tom Segura is coming to town.
Yeah.
And he's doing it at Alton Baker, the little amphitheater there. And that thing is tiny.
Yeah.
I'm sure he could easily fill out whatever capacity I don't even know what the capacity they're even wanting for a new stadium is. Can't be that much.
I think the point is it's going to be like another really cool outdoor amphitheater. Like, and I like the Cuthbert. I love going to shows at the Cuthbert. It'll be nice to have another one. You know, why not?
How weird having entertainment choices. Wow, weird. Hey, all you people with your yarn balls. Yeah. Entertainment choices. Get that through your head. Yeah. It's fine. It's fun. Stop wearing beanies in August, you dorks. Seriously.
And for $22 a year, I think we pay like $60 a year for them to clean up the slough, which I don't think has been touched or can be saved.
Oh, it's being saved. You haven't seen that?
Oh, they claim it's being saved. I haven't noticed any.
They're tearing that cement down here the next few years.
Oh.
Wait,
all that shit around South Eugene and the slough. Yeah. I think they're tearing that down. They're turning it back natural.
What do you mean tearing it down? Like it's
there is cement walls.
Yeah, it's a hole in the
and they're gonna have machines that come in and remove the cement.
So it's just gonna be,
and then they'll pour in dirt. Yeah,
I like that. They should.
So it's just gonna be a crick, is what you're saying.
Yeah, a natural crick.
A natural crick.
Yeah. What do you got against a crick, Ski?
It is the funniest thing that thing for like 90% of its route looks like the LA River for absolutely no reason.
That's exactly what it looks like. And I swear they've been getting money for a decade to do something with that.
I love that you have
now
this,
they're going to get around to doing it.
I know. I love that you have this like nice-ish. South Eugene's like kind of up there in age. Nice-ish.
No, it's not. High school?
Relative to other schools in the area, it's not.
I don't even think so,
all.
man.
It's not. Yeah, no. It's other schools in the area are new. Like Thurston, Willamette, like they all got money.
North Eugene,
brand new school, yeah.
No, South is sort of run down. But what I was gonna say is like they got a nice-ish old, it's got character school. With the new
there's
kids.
No character to that school.
There really isn't. With the new
it looks like a prison.
It does. It looks really bad. But you got the new kid sports facility, and you can't have that new kid sports facility with that fucking slough running across the street from it. You just can't.
Plus, they built in a handful of little apartment complexes there too. They're trying to bring up the ambiance of that whole area.
Love it. WCP says the mill race is making a comeback, baby.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Nope. Anybody who spent their 20s in the in that area will about 15 years ago will tell you, nah.
Yeah, no. Nope.
Some things don't need saving. Some things don't need saving. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Booble dropping another political issue we can get into. Where are you on eWeb smart meters?
I think it's weird that people are against them because, just if you've ever seen someone from eWeb put their calculator thing over the fence, it's bizarre and weird and jarring. But also, it's 2024. The tech companies know everything about us. Your thoughts. You're thinking something, and it'll show up on your timeline on no matter what app you are. So if eWeb knows that in the winter, I like my house hot, and then in the summer, I like my house cold, you want to know what? I'm fine with it. I don't care. It's overpriced anyway. It doesn't matter. It is what it is.
Speaking of taxes, we're paying for that new riverfront thing that they're building for eWeb. You know, they're gouging us for that. That's fine. It's
and how smart are these meters actually? Also,
check your third eye.
Do you guys have smart meters?
What's that?
Do you guys already have smart meters?
Yeah, they put it in here like a month ago. Right. Like, your power will be down for 10 minutes. Whatever it was, yeah.
I'm renting. I just found out the owner of the house is about to sell it, so I I gotta get out of here.
Seriously?
Soon. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
Good thing you
I
just moved all that furniture around.
I know, right? Well, I'll have a good base to start from. Yeah, it'll be okay. Yeah, so I've told you guys I've been trying to buy a place lately. That's not going to happen anytime soon. I'm going to need to get like a different job or a promotion or another job. But like, now it's finding a affordable rentable place, which is not much better.
Just start OnlyFans, man. Come on.
I should sell my like socks and underwear like online.
Just masturbate into socks
Fucking
and show your red beard. Like, I guarantee you will make bank.
Yeah. All right, thanks, man. I appreciate the confidence. Like, that's one of the nicest things anybody said to me in a while is that I should do that. So I appreciate that.
Well, the other option, I think kidneys still go for a lot of money. So you always got that.
I'm a diabetic, man. I can't sell any of my organs. Like, I can't give blood. Like, I can't do any of those things. So, otherwise, by the way, I'd be giving plasma all the time, man. Like, that's easy money. Why is everybody not doing that?
Free money.
Donate your blood. It goes to a good cause. It might save a life. Also, you get money. What the fuck?
You guys ever given blood or plasma or any of that?
Can't do it.
I have, yeah. Sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It sucks. Yeah, you stick a needle in your arm and steal your blood. Yeah, it sucks.
Steal your blood.
Yeah. And then they give you a cookie and fucking pat you on the ass and send you on your way.
Yeah. Or a banana. I think bananas are a thing too, right? Yeah.
Apple juice.
Apple juice. We've talked about apple juice on this pod before.
Yeah, it's gross.
I can't fuck with apple juice. That's like instant diarrhea. I can't do it.
What about apple cider?
No, man. Like apple. No. No.
You're in the woods.
No.
You're hunting. You're cutting down that Christmas tree. There's some hot apple cider side. No.
If you want that hot apple cider coming out the other end hot, then I'll drink it. But it's
okay.
It's not good news. Yeah.
Hot apple cider. Disgusting. I'll cold apple cider, ciders in general, like especially alcoholic ones, they're fine.
Yeah.
There's something about that hot apple cider. It just,
I prefer the hot apple cider.
Do ya?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't want one of your Tristan tree cold ciders. It's ew. Nope, not for me.
Are you one of those that you take shots of like apple cider vinegar to?
No, apple cider vinegar is terrible. It's terrible.
Something is wrong if you're drinking apple cider vinegar. Like something.
Especially because if you look at it, you got to shake it up so hard to even like make it look palatable, and then it's only palatable for like 4 seconds, and it's not palatable because that shit sucks.
But by the way,
goes ham in some pulled pork though. I'll tell you that much.
That's true.
Fair. By the way, Booble, dropping knowledge. He donates plasma every week. Easy $110, he says. $110 every week. That adds up, man.
Dude, that's pushing $5K a year, Holmes.
Yo, why are people not doing this? It doesn't make sense. Yeah. Again, it's a good cause too. Let's see. Uncle Benny did say something about the smart meter. Lets him sell his solar power back to Pacific Power for exactly the same rate he pays them.
Okay, Elon.
Love
Stick your finger in that, the trunk of that Cybertruck, dude. Come on. Let's do it. Do it.
All right, let's talk spring game. What's to talk about? So I think takeaways from the spring game are what? Nothing?
You just get a generalization of the team, just a general feel. And the feel was the quarterbacks are going to be fine. The receivers are going to be good. There are some good pieces on the O-line at least. I'm not sure. You don't know quite as a whole yet. Running back, it's not, best in the country kind of shit, but it's going to be serviceable, that's for sure.
Whittington was not playing because he's still recovering from his injury. So you're going to have Whittington and James.
And whoever that FCS transfer, I can't go by yards or carries and all. You just got to look at how the guy looks when he runs, and that guy just looked better than all the rest running the ball.
Yep. He's got good third string running back written all over him.
Yeah, he's not going to get a ton by any means, but
Jay Harris is his name.
Jay Harrison, yeah. Jay Harris.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's sort of the thing, right, is they're not going to – so the thing about Oregon spring game, too, is the teams are split up. So it's not like you have the first unit or the second unit or anything. It's all split up, all mixed up. They're not running plays they're going to run in the fall. It's all super simplified because they got a lot of young dudes. That's the thing, too, man. Like – so many true freshmen enrolling early in the spring nowadays.
Well, that's what you get in the spring game too. Is that you get some, or like there was two guys on the back end on defense as incoming freshmen that made some plays.
One of them got a pick. Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah,
so that's sort of the thing. Is like there isn't really a takeaway you can have, other than it was nice to see Dylan Gabriel in a Ducks uniform, I guess. He looked okay because again,
it's funny how different opinions can vary on spring games, because on one hand I heard John Canzano, whatever, who the fuck cares, say, the Oregon quarterback room, I think it's okay, but is it? And then on the other hand, Andy Staples, whatever, if you like him, you don't, whatever. He's a national guy. Was like, oh, Dylan Gabriel, he's going to be amazing. I thought he looked perfectly fine. It's a stupid spring game. He's going to throw for 5,000 yards, blah, blah, blah. It's just spring games. I don't really put anything into them.
You don't, but did Canzano really say that? Like a question mark on?
He needs to see more from the quarterbacks.
Me too. In the fall.
Well, yes.
Like that's the point of the spring game.
Listen, Dylan Gabriel's been around for a while. I think we just know he's going to roll out of bed and throw for it. Just whatever.
With Willie Cauley-Stein's offense, we just know he's going to throw for a bunch of yards, and with the receivers he has, he's going to throw for a shit ton of yards. I'll say one takeaway I do have is that Tez Johnson is really fucking fast and twitchy, and he's gonna have another big year.
Well,
there's
he
no way
routes too. It's a thing.
How was he at Troy for 2+ years?
I don't know.
I know he's small, but
college football. It's
college football post like 2020. Like no one had a place for him at a real Power 5 program.
No one just happened to look on at Kansas City and see Tyreek Hill. It's like, hey, you know what? Having a guy that's really fast, even though he's not big, may help our team out. You know,
like the weird thing is, like from day one when he was at Oregon, early enrollee, however you phrase that for a guy who's transferred. But in the spring last year, it was like every report was always popping. He's popping. He's good. He's fast. He's popping. He's really fucking good. Like, do I think he's an NFL, like, top? No, of course. No. But who the fuck cares about that? Like, I don't think Dylan Gabriel is either. But if Dylan Gabriel wins the Heisman and he has the second best odds right now, are you going to be shocked? No, because he could just distribute the ball and there's 50 touchdowns. Like, the offense is going to be loaded.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be loaded.
Like I said, it's just eyes on, seeing Evan Stewart out there. I mean, even Casper. I don't love Casper, but I mean, he's your fourth or fifth option. I mean, I love Gary Bryant. Looked good too. I mean, from what you see, they are stacked at receiver.
The most stacked.
Someone's probably going to be leaving here soon.
Most stacked they have ever been. Yes.
Stacked.
You said stacked. No way, bunghole. Credit to you, King, because you called Tez being good before anybody else.
I did.
I don't remember anybody saying.
I was watching this. I was breaking down that tape at Troy.
You watching highlights or you watching tape, Braga?
I'm watching tape. I was grinding tape.
He's watching the
all
11.
20,
Yeah.
all 22.
All 22.
Yeah,
He's watching all 22 film, slow mo with a slow
Told
rewind.
You. Yep. I was just watching his feet. Brrrah. He's got the brrrah. You know, some guys go brrrah. He was the
Yeah.
No, but I do want to go back to Santana though, because sure, like you said, Dylan Gabriel could wake up out of bed and be great in college football.
Yeah.
I thought Dante Moore, I mean, like I said, he doesn't have to worry about getting hit, but he looked more composed than he did at any time starting for UCLA.
His arm talent is crazy.
It is there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And the fact that I, as a person, to be like, hey, I need to get better. I'm a 5-star, and I'll sit a year now behind a guy. And you see the talent he has. He can only get better too. That's the crazy thing.
It's crazy because he has so much to work on. Like just you watch him throw a football and you're like, his footwork is fucking terrible. Like his mechanics are awful. But fucking A, like
so is Drake Mays. He's third overall pick.
Throwing off his back foot, just like sidearm, like 40 yards on a dime. Like who can do that? Like nobody can do that. So once he sort of puts it all together, he could like be like Darren Thomas. Like he could have like one of those like really amazing, because he's not like he's not fast.
He's gonna be better than Darren Thomas.
Well, but I'm thinking like, look at the numbers Darren Thomas put up, and the wins Darren Thomas got, and so that's what I'm sort of comparing him to. It's like shit, and by the way, it's sort of physically they're similar too. Just not fast. But just sort of sit back.
Is it because they're both black, Braga? What's going on?
No, I was afraid of that.
You got to Dylan Gabriel, are you?
I was afraid of that when I started talking about it, because remember when dudes did that with Dennis Dixon and Thomas? He's exactly like Dennis Dixon. He's fucking nothing like Dennis Dixon. Like, what are you fucking talking about?
No. Dixon had like some elite like straight running speed.
Darren
Thomas Darren Thomas could barely run.
He ran like Clifford the dog.
The worst hips you've ever seen, like ever running. He couldn't cut. Like it was amazing.
Oh, that is the one thing from the spring game we didn't get to see is, I mean, Dylan Gabriel's can run. We saw, why would he? So we don't get to see how he would actually look in the offense for real, right? Because he ran for like 700 yards last year, 800 yards, or something pretty good. Like I think he's better than Bo at running too.
Easy.
Well, yeah, he's better than Bo.
Yeah,
they're about as fast, but he's better. He's a little slipperier.
I think of him. I think of him more as slippery. Like a Mariota.
Marcus
type.
Mariota.
He's a Mariota type, Racist. You're racist. Could be a racist.
No, but then also even the other, I mean, Novosad and Moga also, I mean, they're third and fourth string, and they both had plays where it's like, you see something at least in a play or two. It's not just with dead ducks out there. You
buying the Novosad train, King?
No.
I'm not.
He's gone. I mean,
he's gone.
He's gone. If he's not gone, good for him. He's one of those.
No, he should be gone because he's not starting this year. Yeah. Odds are he's not starting next year, and at that point, come on.
And probably the year after that too.
Just go.
No, but some people are cool with that. Some people are cool with free college. They play like 1 or 2 games in their whole career, and you know what? Like that's fine for them. And so if he feels that way, good for him. If he doesn't, good for him. Yeah. Oregon's gonna be fine at quarterback.
And honestly, for him, he could very well be a starter at a smaller school, very easily too. I mean, like I said, he had some pop. He had some very good. He had a drop there by Ferguson, and he fucking dropped in a bucket on him too. There, it's like there is some talent there, but look what's ahead of you. And then you look at Moga too, who you might just have to get him the ball, not at quarterback somehow. I'm not sure what you do with him, but he could just be a freak.
I'm super into the all hell breaks loose scenario where like something happens to both your first 2-string quarterbacks and Moog ends up going in and
I'm not.
comes in.
I gotta be honest.
Comes in, throws for 3.
Yeah, no.
Throws
Yeah,
for
no.
3,
You want to know
runs for
what?
1.
I really don't think I need to see this Moga guy at Michigan and at Wisconsin in November. I got to be honest.
I think you guys know where I'm coming from when I say this. It's because my professional football team went through this exact scenario and ended up losing a Super Bowl. But I'm just saying sometimes it works out. You're like, oh, you mean this Super Bowl?
That was actually, this is the Eagles one, but whatever.
Right.
Whatever. I lose track.
Yeah, I know. There's so many.
There's just so many. So many.
Yeah. Let's see. Good points from Booble and WCP too. Spring game attendance 44,129. That's awesome. Cool. That's great. 72,537 pounds of food for Lane County. That's
awesome.
Fucking fantastic. Yep.
And like I'll see people that are like, "Oh, Oregon is so corny with the spring game." They've just made it a fundraiser. Totally. And if you think the military thing is whack, that's fine. But if you like sports, I hate to break it to you, you kind of got to push some of that shit away because it's just there at every single game. It's
what do people go play? You get ex players in, they're calling plays or interviewing. I mean, like I said, it's an event more than real football. Even though
no one gives a shit about the game.
But players are running hard and hitting each other hard.
Well, the players, but and even at that, I think it's crazy how many teams do the no tackling in the spring game, because you could just have a wide receiver run a route and they pop an Achilles.
Yep.
Or a quarterback can step weird on a throw and tear a meniscus. Like in a spring game, I just don't feel like you're really saving that much by not tackling, especially now with the crazy foam helmet things.
Marvin the Martian helmets, yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I think it's weird. And you like some programs can do it. Like Ohio State did not tackle this year. Hey, you're Ohio State. Yeah, you're on a mission this year. Like you're the number 1 or number 2 team. Doesn't matter. But like USC, with their whole thing is trying to be okay on defense and they're doing 2-hand touch. Like at a certain point, there is a culture setting thing, a tone that can be set, even in a stupid spring game. But when I was seeing things, 2 Saturdays ago about USC's defensive line and the secondary looking so improved, then like 10 days later, I find out they weren't tackling. I was like, what in the fuck are you talking about? You can't gain shit from the game Oregon played, let alone 2-hand touch.
Yeah,
let alone 2-hand touch. And if you're a soft-ass coach like Lincoln Riley, who is a soft-ass coach, an accomplished coach, hey, he's made the playoff like 3 times. He has 3 Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks. He's an accomplished guy. His programs are finesse and soft. And nothing they did in the spring would tell me otherwise, that they're still going to be finesse and soft. I don't care that they poached UCLA's D coordinator. Like, okay, you got to set a tone at some point. Pete Carroll tackled in practice. Like, if you just want to be old school USC guy, he tackled in practice. And your spring games are 2-hand touch. I don't know. That's the thing I kind of gather from some of these things. But
I can't imagine like a Dan Lanning coached team not tackling. Like because his whole identity is defense and being accountable and doing working hard in every single thing to get to that goal, which is winning games, winning the conference, winning the national championship. That's the goal. But you have to do it every single day, every step of the way, and there's no breaks. Like, that's his whole thing, right? Like, no, you don't take any shortcuts. And that shit's shortcuts. Like, why would you, bring that mentality into football? I get it. Like you walkthroughs
Yeah.
and shit. Like everybody has walkthroughs and whatnot. But if you're playing a game, like if you're scrimmaging, scrimmage,
Yeah, play a game.
play football.
Because you can't tell me that USC, I'm just using them as an example, didn't have a scrimmage or 2 or 4 or 6 in the spring where they did not where they tackled. You know what I mean? So why wouldn't you tackle in the spring game? Like it's just now if you've tackled all through spring and you've weirdly suffered 3 major injuries, okay, I kind of get it. Just flush that whole thing down the toilet, whatever. But as a general principle, I just find it very bizarre when teams don't.
Especially our new conference too. That's a very. You think Iowa's not fucking hitting each other at their spring game? You think Minnesota's doing 2-hand touch? I don't think so.
Row that boat.
I don't
You think
fucking think
Rutgers
so.
is out there chopping away, doing 2-hand touch? Fuck no.
You think Greg Schiano's letting people 2-hand touch?
Oh.
Forget it.
Maryland's old coach killed a guy in summer training. You know the Terps are hitting.
Oh yeah.
So speaking of like weird random things happening, how about like Oregon's center from last year, like tearing the ACL of Dante Moore after the game was over. So he's okay, right? Like
Yeah, he's fine. He's
okay, okay. Because that was fucking stupid. Powers Johnson, like, going and celebrating with Dante Moore, picking him up, dropping him, and his knee just, like, buckling underneath him. Like,
and like
dude, fucking go to Vegas. Like, go away. Like, you fucking meathead. Like, you don't need to insert yourself into everything. Just, like, go. Be like Marcus. Stand on the sideline, wave your fucking hand, shake hands with people. Don't fucking go celebrate with people, you idiot. Go away.
Right. Because like if that had been a quarterback who had been around for a year or two, you know, and he knew what was coming, okay. Like Jackson Powers Johnson got drafted like 18 hours before the game. Dante Moore does not know who the fuck that guy is unless he watched highlights of him being a look at me Louie all last year doing Heisman poses and lifting guys up. And that was, again, I get it. It's fun. It's spring game. Don't do that to a quarterback who doesn't know you're just going to drop him.
No. Don't do it to a quarterback who you haven't done it before or had a conversation about what it's supposed to look like. That's the point, right? Such a dork.
Yeah.
So do we want to talk more about the draft? I mean, so Ducks did go on the third day, because none of them really went on the second day, right? Because second day was second, third round, and so everybody went in the fourth round. Yeah, it was like 5 guys or something. So weird that Troy Franklin had to wait. He does end up in Denver, so he's going to be playing with Bo again. He's a fucking elite receiver.
You were just complaining about Denver not having receivers, so
you got one, and you
might be
stole
able
one.
to jump in there. Yeah.
You stole one. Yeah, it's crazy. So, say what you will about Bo Nix, being the 12th pick in the draft, but like Denver, like that's all it takes, right? Is like a team to fall in love with a guy. Denver fell in love with the dude. He's going to start this year, and they went and stole.
Maybe.
Nah, he's going to start. Come on. Have you heard Sean Payton talk about him? He's going to start. It's not going to be Zach Wilson, bro. Like,
it's going to be Jared Stidham.
It's going to be Jared Stidham. All right.
He did once visit the Ducks, so, there is that connection right there.
Connection. Who was that putting up money in the was it Andy K who was putting up money on that Stidham was going to be the starter in the Discord? Yeah. He asked me if I'd hold the money for you guys. And I was like, absolutely fucking not. You leave me out of this. But if you guys want to bet money on Jared Stidham and Bo Nix, you go for it.
I'll be the broker.
Yeah,
I'll broker that
go
deal.
for it, man. Reach out to him. Do it. Yeah, I don't need that kind of pressure, man. So it was sort of weird that Franklin had to wait, but ends up in an offense where they're gonna throw a lot, and he knows the guy throwing to him. So okay, that's cool. And then everybody else went too. So
Now, would either of you guys have traded your wide receiver you guys drafted for Troy Franklin?
I mean, to be honest, am I that sure Xavier Worthy is going to be better than Troy Franklin? Not really. No, I mean, would I say I would trade it? I don't know, but I'm not convinced Xavier Worthy's going to be great.
Like, if that trade went through right now, you probably wouldn't be upset.
I mean, if it was 1-for-1, I think it would just be like a wash. I don't know.
yeah, so Ricky Pearsall, it's and then the Niners also drafted Jacob Cowing, so like the Arizona guy.
Cowley's tiny also, isn't he?
He is. He's short. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's short. He's not tiny, but he's short. Yeah. So he's like they got him in the 4th round after Franklin got picked. And then obviously you get Pearsall in the 1st round. So it's like it's weird because I watch highlights of Pearsall and I'm like
You don't watch tape, watch highlights.
I don't get it. Yeah, I'm not watching the
Watch
All-22.
tape.
So.
I was grinding his tape when he was at ASU. I'm just saying.
Yeah, okay. All right. I'm just saying, like, I don't see it.
I watched Pandemic Pearsall. I'm just saying.
The new Pandemic P?
Yep.
Pandemic P!
Yep.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. No, but like I watch it and I don't get it, but I hear people talk about him and people really love him. And he is a slot guy, runs good routes or whatever, but 1st round wide receiver, I don't know. I've seen Franklin a whole bunch, and so I'm a little biased. I would say I've seen him make some incredible catches. Maybe.
Who was the last 1st round white receiver that panned out?
Yeah. The 49ers have a horrible track record with late 1st round wide receivers, period. So I guess Ayuk was like 21, I think. So, sort of take him out, I guess, but beyond him.
So with Franklin, I saw a couple, whatever, like draft analysis of him saying he really struggled with drops this year.
He had like 1 or 2.
Like, I'm sure he dropped a ball or two, but I just was like, I don't feel like that was a reoccurring. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like Xavier Worthy guy.
No, they were saying it was just this year. He had drops this year.
The fuck he did.
And I was like, oh, I think
I remember him dropping 1 deep ball, and that's there's nothing to be like, oh, shocker, he dropped another one kind of thing. There was nothing like, no.
I was just wondering if that was one of those talking points that just kind of stuck once he fell in the draft. So on every recap of him getting picked, they were just going to say, well, he did struggle with drops, Because
I thought the talking point was that they weren't quite sure if he loved the game. I thought
that was one of them too. But that's,
They said that about Thibodeau, and he fell a little bit, and
said that about Herbert too.
And Herbs, yeah.
And Mariota, and Eric Armstead. Like, it is weird how many Oregon players get hit with. Are they really passionate about the game?
Has there been a single SEC guy that is not passionate about football?
Well, they probably get hit with it from more of like a racist angle. Like,
okay, all right.
Laramie Tunsil.
Kadarius Toney.
Yeah.
I think we remember.
Didn't stop from getting drafted 1st round, but
I think we remember why Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah, it is weird where it's like, really, DeForest Buckner doesn't have a motor out of college?
Yeah.
I mean,
Marcus Mariota, he's not good and he's soft spoken, but he's gonna grind as a backup forever. Like he clearly likes playing football.
Grinding.
I don't know if anyone ever said that about Andrew Luck, and then why'd that turn out?
Yeah. He is
Winner.
He has proven to not be passionate about the game.
Yep.
He cares about things way more than football. What a loser. Yeah.
Like his health, dork.
Yeah.
What a fucking loser.
Nerd.
Yeah.
Fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Fucking
Yeah.
nerd.
Nerd.
Go get another master's degree, dick.
Yeah, seriously, you dork.
All right. Let's see. Anything else? NFL draft? Any other? Yeah.
One last thing from spring game.
Yeah, sure.
I guess it was nice to see some random kicker just effortlessly hit like a 49-yard field goal.
Random kicker? You mean the Oregon State transfer?
That wasn't him. I thought that was the other guy that I didn't know who.
I thought it was Atticus Sappington.
I thought it was some. It was some random guy, freshman, I think. Also, even though I'm sure he was a Chris Saylor Kicking Academy legend, becoming a 5-star kicker. But I know, but yeah, that thing cleared it plenty and like right through. I was like, oh god, this. I don't even know who this guy is and where was he last year. Just for my heart.
Let's see. I'm trying to find out who it was. Was it Sappington?
I don't think it was Sappington.
I was just kind of barely watching, so I'm probably wrong.
No, I mean that's where I'm at too. I thought I heard a different name and I was like, oh, that's not Sappington.
It was.
I think
it was
hit one too.
Grant Meadors.
Sure it was.
Oh, it was old G Meat. Duh.
Yeah, duh, dude.
Meat.
Yeah, my boy Doors. Yeah.
Yep.
Is it Doors or Doer? Is it Doer?
They call him the butcher because he tenderizes that meat before he kicks it. You know what I mean?
Yep. 49-yard field goal easily down the middle.
Easily.
I love like watching the game too because Alioti's like, get there.
Yeah, they're like, what are you watching there, Nick? Jesus,
like, hang on, buddy. Yeah. So yeah, a field goal, a most glorious field goal. We'll take them. Okay, let's see what else. The Bucks got eliminated today. So anybody care?
Don't care.
No, nobody cares. Any NBA at all?
Nope. This is all I'll say about this.
Okay.
People say the 2020 bubble was the aberration. Aboriginal. But the 2021 season is the outlier because shockingly, the Suns and Bucks allowed fans and everyone else had Kias and tarps in the stands and they both made the finals. And it hasn't really gone great for either team the last 3 years. Just saying.
Okay. Yeah, we don't have to talk NBA. I mean, I have NBA on right now, but as we've established, I barely watch it. So.
I mean, yeah. What do you care? I mean, Kings, Lakers, they're gone. I mean,
brutal.
Brutal. We were talking before you got here, King. Like, I don't understand how Brunson is who he is. Like, I don't know, like where he came from, why he's suddenly like this elite scorer. Why the Knicks just won a playoff series? Like,
well, he came from Dallas.
Okay.
Luka was ball centric.
He got ran out.
He got ran out of Dallas. He was like the villain in Dallas. Yeah. Like they beat the Suns and made the Western Conference Finals, and they didn't win it. And he was the villain, and they had to kick him out. And hey, it's worked because they got Kyrie. Whatever. They're gonna win a round or two this year. But yes, it's very weird that Jalen Brunson was the villain. And the second he gets to New York, he's pretty good.
Really good. Yeah.
Luka's way better than Brunson. Don't get me wrong. Luka's way better, but
really good.
Yes.
Yeah. Kind of weird that you would run a guy like that out of town when he's really good. He's
those Villanova guys, man.
Really good.
They're
scorer.
Crazy.
Yeah, kind of unstoppable, actually.
Yeah.
Well, Dane.
Can I say one thing about my Lakers?
Sure.
Yeah. Of course you can.
I think it's crazy. This just shows how people run with like the narrative where people are like, oh man, the Lakers took the regular season more seriously. They wouldn't have been in the play-in. They wouldn't have been there. I mean, I guess you could say that technically if they'd won like 3 more games, they'd be the 3 seed. So you're not quite wrong. But Anthony Davis played 75 games out of 82. LeBron James played 71 out of 82. Resting was not the problem there. Just a weird. The
problem is that they start Rui Hachimura.
Yeah, well, the problem is that they're just not very deep. And LeBron's 39. And if he's your 3rd best player, you're winning the title. If he's your 2nd best player, but your 1st player is way better, you're winning you're winning some rounds. He can't be your 1A or 1B now. He's 31. He's 39. It's insane. And Anthony Davis is great this year. Like Anthony Davis, hey, Jokic worked him in the first round. Jokic works everyone. Jokic is the best player on the planet. Like, he played great for 3 quarters. The fourth quarters, he was not very good on offense. It is what it is. But
the Lakers had a halftime lead in every game against Denver.
Yeah, every single one.
Every single one.
Yeah, yeah.
And then what do you know? That depth starts becoming a little bit of a factor. And then, Jokic kind of just...
Michael Porter Jr., my God, man, miss a 3-pointer. Fucking hell.
Him and Aaron Gordon, I just remember just absolutely destroy the Blazers.
Yes.
That's all I remember.
And like, I had the Lakers, like, once the bracket, I thought they were going to lose in 6. They lost in 5. So look at me. I'm a big fucking idiot. But man, Michael Porter Jr., like, he shot like 83% from 3 in the series. And they weren't generally open shots. Like, he had a bunch of threes where guys were like closing out right on his body. And
hey,
and
he was
Nuggets are good.
He was their 3rd leading scorer, dropping 20 a game.
Yeah, the Nuggets are good. Yeah, and Oregon legend Jamal Murray.
Yeah, legend.
How are you supposed to stop that? Yeah, especially when you're old. I mean, like WCP mentions it too. Like, AD played a career high number of games this year. Like, AD was good.
But that's what I think is people are like, oh well, they need to take it more serious. They're not Kawhi. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. No,
and look at LeBron's numbers. Yeah, and look at LeBron's numbers. It's not like he fell off. They just didn't have a good team. And
it was insane in some of the games watching LeBron, where his stat line would be really, really good, but there would be that one play in the fourth where it was either Aaron Gordon or Porter Jr. who either blocked his shot or got a rebound over him that was huge. And it's like, if this is just 18 months ago, that's the other way. And he has 33 points instead of 31 or 10 boards instead of 9, and they win that game. But that's just how slim the margins can be in some of these things.
Extra year of aging right there for LeBron.
He's
lose that extra half an inch of jumping, and
his championship window is closed. Like, it was closed before the season started, and that's not his fault. It's not AD's fault. That's just how it works. Like,
but again, if you put him on a team where he's the third option,
if he's the third,
a split 2 option. I mean,
what in hindsight, it is funny to think that, like, a year ago, when the Lakers were making, I don't want to make this a purple and gold podcast, right, but when they were making their run to the Western Conference Finals, and Kyrie Irving was showing up courtside because the Mavs had been eliminated, they're like, oh, well, he's got a player option. Like, he could come to the Lakers. And it was like, no, don't. The Lakers don't need him. Kyrie's a weirdo, but this year, if Kyrie can handle the ball a shit ton and AD can be the best defensive player and LeBron can be the 3, they probably would have been pretty scary. Again, Kyrie, absolute weirdo, but
good at basketball.
Got handles.
Yep, good at basketball. Yep, has cool shoes too. By the way, I got some of those. He's got cool shoes.
He does.
Okay. Anything else, NBA? Ski, do you want to talk about the guy the Ducks got? Because I don't care.
Yeah. Well,
should I care? Make me.
Yes. Care. Watch sports. What are you doing, man?
I'm fucking kidding. But you know more about him than I do. So tell us about this person.
I don't know much. I just know he's like a 5th-year senior 6'5" guard that shot like 37%.
I saw that.
From 3.
He shot like 38% from 3. And so another good get.
Talking about TJ Bamba.
For Bamba,
yeah. So he played at Wazoo for 3 years.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Last year went to Villanova. His numbers dipped. Villanova was bubble team, but they had much better players around them. I think it's a good pickup.
I do too.
If they get Dante back, hey man, they're gonna be good.
I mean, all of a sudden, then you run in that the Stanford transfer too, and all of a sudden the whole complaint was, they don't got enough. They're not big enough. I mean, their injuries prevented that, but a 6'5" guard is a big guard. The other guy from Stanford is like 6'9". It's like,
nice.
Okay, good pieces. Stay healthy.
But and before we move on, because Oregon basketball is, a million years away, the Big Ten schedule came out.
You did,
yeah. They will play Illinois, who I think made the Elite Eight this year, with Quincy Guerrier, former Oregon great. Quincy Guerrier.
Their leading scorer, Quincy Guerrier.
Indiana will come to Matthew Knight Arena with Oregon great Khalil Ware.
Leading scorer, Khalil Ware.
Yeah. Maryland, Nebraska, little, Dana Altman connection. Northwestern, Purdue, who is a pox on everyone's life, even when they make the title game, and Rutgers. And then they go to Iowa, to Michigan, to Sparty, to the Gophers, to the Buckeyes, to Penn State, and to Wisconsin. And then they play home and homes against the LA schools in Washington.
Yeah. So like half the schools only away, half the schools only home. I think a lot of people, especially with basketball, were sort of worried because how are you going to play the amount of games you have to play to satisfy
not that many
to satisfy the conference allotment that you have to have and all those things. And we realize when the schedule comes out, it's not that bad. It's like they know what they're doing with making these schedules and making it simple.
There will probably be that one really shitty one trip where oh fuck, we're gonna go all the way out to Penn State for the one game on a short, whatever. But they're grouping the Michigan schools together. Yeah. It's not gonna be as dramatic as people think. And I honestly think people, in the Pac-12, Pac-10, whatever, their perspective is a little weird on that because, we've always sent teams out in the pods, their traveling group, and it's always close. The furthest ones apart, before Utah and Colorado, which isn't that far, was Wazoo and UW. And that's still an hour flight if you fly. If you drive, that sucks. But Oregon State, Stanford, Cal, LA schools.
How far away was Tempe and Tucson?
It's actually a pretty deep drive.
Was that I thought
it's a pretty deep drive. Yeah.
But I brought it up. It's still 2.5 hour flight to the Arizona schools when they played.
Right. Oh yeah.
Flying to Ohio is 4.5 hours. It's not you're flying to fucking Japan. It's 15 hours. It's a 4-hour flight instead of a 2.5 hour flight. And
people kind of, now that realignment was the thing, were making a bigger deal of it. But for many years, Washington flew from Seattle to Tucson, or Arizona flew to Washington from Tucson to Seattle. That is a longer flight than Boston College to Miami. I know it sounds fucking insane. I know that doesn't make any sense. It is a longer flight than BC to Miami in the ACC.
It's a flight from here to the LA is 2 hours.
Yeah, it's nothing.
I flew it today. I flew it 5 hours ago. The flight from Seattle to Eugene, it's 50 minutes. Yeah, so it's a 3-hour flight from them. Yeah. And I'm sure it's even close. It's probably close for them to fly to Minnesota than it is to fly to LA.
And they're not connecting. That's
the thing. It's chartered flights.
Flights directly to the place. That it's fine. I think we're overthinking it a little bit.
Well, so. Depends when they play them, but flying into Rutgers, that'll suck.
Yeah, it's not all to Maryland. To Maryland is a legit flight. To Rutgers, Penn State. If they got to fucking fly into Pittsburgh or fucking Philly and bus over the 17 hours to Nowheresville, Pennsylvania. Yeah, okay. But for the most part, we're overthinking it. We're making it sound too hard. And
I didn't hear the schedule. Like I said, those 3, the farthest away ones, maybe only play 2 of them a year, and you just play them in the same Thursday, Saturday. So you make one trip to the East Coast like that, and take another little quick charter to the other place the next day. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that different.
Ski sort of bearing the lead here at the end of the podcast, by the way, that you went to the Mariners and Red Sox, right?
No, it wasn't. It was Mariners and Braves.
And Braves, the Bravos.
Braves.
All right.
I'm Pete Van Wieren on TBS, and these are your Atlanta Braves.
Starting at third base, Chipper Jones.
Chipper Jones.
By the way, I shared the story in our Discord today. Like Scott Brocious taking over as the coach of Linfield. Gotta love that.
Well, I forget. I watched a game. He was coaching some other small Oregon school before. I cannot remember. No.
Was it Southern?
I think like George Fox. I think has he been at a few?
But he's all stuck in the little small schools in Oregon there, and that
So Brocious is like from here, right? I think he's from Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
okay,
why he's stuck around.
It sort of makes sense, but it's still weird. Yeah, was it Western that he was at before?
No, I think it was. Looks like it was Linfield before.
Well, he's at Linfield.
Linfield.
Now.
Yeah, but that's the only one in Oregon.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Gotcha. So he was.
And then he did some major leagues in the Tacoma Rainiers and
came back to Linfield. Okay, cool. All right, right on. Okay, anything else before we get to our list? We do have a list. I've given it very little thought, so we're just gonna
What's our list?
So our list came from the Discord. I believe it was Duck Chef. I'm gonna verify that. The list is top 3 places you want to be during a protest. So top 3 places you want to be holed up during a protest, I think was the thing. It's a weird list. If you guys in the chat have anything better, like feel free to throw it at us. But like
top 3 places you'd occupy during a protest.
Top 3 places you'd occupy during a protest. So like
I'll show you where I'm at in my thinking of this. So my number 3, I'd occupy Chuck E. Cheese. Try to come get me out of Chuck E. Cheese. I got video games. I got tickets to win. They serve alcohol. Yeah. There's crazy mouses in costumes. I'll barricade myself in there.
My number 3. While Portland was occupying Wall Street, I was occupying Grand Central Station and drinking and bowling and playing video games. Grand Central Station. But literally, when I left that place, that's when they broke up Occupy Wall Street.
Was it?
We're walking out, and we're like, why are all these big horses running? Because people throwing piss bombs at them, and they were flashbangs. Yeah,
milkshakes.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, sort of along your line, Ski. I'm going with the Gateway Mall, but like the old Gateway Mall, like when they had the $1.50 theater, and they had the arcade, and they had Sbarro's, and there was like Carl's Jr. Like it was all there, baby. Like that GameStop, so you go in and like play some demo games. GameStop, like it's all there, man. It's all there. Give me the old Gateway Mall, $1.50 theater Gateway Mall. That's what I want. Yeah, and there was a Chuck E. Cheese there too, right? Wasn't there like forever ago?
Well, for a
long time ago.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Separated from the heyday. It was supposed to be the revival, and it clearly did not work.
Yeah. Okay. I never went there, so.
I did.
I bet you did.
Once.
I bet you did.
It was terrible.
That's all it takes.
Yep.
Why go there when you could just gone to Wonderland?
Yeah.
I
mean, spoilers. So 3s from the chat. WCP says Chiba Hut. Get a good Sammy.
Grinders.
And then Booble says Skate World.
Oof. Yeah.
It's not bad, I guess.
What else?
Yeah.
And everything you needed at Skate World.
Maybe like a little
slushies.
Maybe a little Southtown Lanes, like RIP, big ups. Yeah.
There's name of things that have been closed down for 20 years.
While we're at it, totally. You can still buy the Skate World sign. I think. Speaking of Facebook Marketplace, you can do that. All right. What's your 2, Ski?
All right. My number 2. It's gonna sound similar to kind of what's going on, but I'm gonna occupy the University of Oregon. But it's mostly until they bring back Maple Garden. I'm occupying that whole. We're occupying size, whatever that chicken place on the corner is now. That whole block there is getting occupied until Maple Garden comes back.
You're living in a dream world, man. What do you think? You think Izukawa Meiji comes back? They're gonna bring back Maple Garden now? Like
bring back MG.
Forget it. It's not happening. I like where your head's at. I'm rooting for you. It's not happening, man. Yeah. You're gonna occupy that whole corner. Like you
I'm gonna occupy the entire block.
You competing with Frog?
Block spot.
That's his name, right? Frog. That's what.
Frog.
Yeah.
That was his name.
Yo,
Again, another decade ago.
Yeah.
I think he's still alive.
Is he?
No way. No.
Yes.
No
Yes.
way.
Yes, he's still alive.
When was the last time you saw Frog?
Yeah.
Look, it doesn't matter if I saw him.
No,
His Facebook is active. Look it up. He's still telling the best jokes in the world. Hey, you want to hear the funniest joke in the world?
Yeah, but is that like the Pee Wee Herman social media that's like still active? Because
No,
like,
he was alive not that long ago. I do know that.
All right. Well, good. That's good news. All right. Well, what's your 2 then?
My number 2 would be any open air NFL or MLB stadium after it closes with a bunch of my friends. I just think that'd be fun. Oh, because I don't have any friends.
Oh, no friends. Yeah, you're just
Hey, you want to come occupy a Lumen Field with me? Okay.
you treat your Echo as your friends.
Yeah.
Your
Oh.
shadow.
Yeah, your
Only his
shadow.
shadow's his friend.
Yeah, he's like Peter Pan that shit, right? Yes. Okay, so my number 2 all right, which one do I want to do? Cuz I kind of want to go. Yeah, all right. I'll go Wonderland number 2. All right. So that's my number 2. And I gave it some thought because which one do you go with? Do you go with the one where you pay the $5 cover and they got all the stuff, or do you go to the nickel one?
Nickel.
I love the nickel one. It had like
you need to smell it on your fingers.
The
you got to hear that jingle jangle of in that cup.
Yep. You had the different levels there. You had like the Dragon's Lair game, the 3D game. You had Aerosmith shooter.
Oh, Aerosmith shooting compact discs at people.
Come on, give me all that, man. That's the one. That's the one. So
plus
Marge Simpson beating the shit out of people with a vacuum.
Vacuum cleaner.
You know what?
But
how about this? How about like old school Fifth Street, like the old Fifth Street, where you had Wonderland. I don't know what else was there because I didn't go to anywhere other than Wonderland, but I assume there was like
Elephant's Trunk.
Elephant's Trunk.
Yeah.
There was a Nike store.
It was a Nike store.
I assume Cornucopia was still there because it's always been there, but Steelhead would have been there, like that's
some random place with $9,000 glass orbs that no one knows what they do, but somehow that store is still open.
I went into that fucking place. I was like, oh yeah, here's like some like bar stuff. This might be cool for like my little bar area. It was like $400 for like just a little ass thing, and I'm like, who buys this? Like, okay, I'll tell you who buys it. It's fucking like Kristen Bell and Dak Shepard when they stay at the inn at the Fifth. Like they're coming down, dropping $1,000 on like a mixer.
That's one of the things that cracks me up about the Oregon coast is when you find all those little tour like Old Town Florence or Tillamook or whatever, Pacific's, whatever. Yeah, and you're walking, oh my gosh, this piece of driftwood with this little marble-sized glass thing looks awesome. $17,000? What are you talking about? I put this for $17. You're charging me? Yeah.
Who do you think you are?
Artist, man.
Random artist at the coast. Who the fuck do you think you are? Like, this is not a Picasso I'm buying, dude. Like,
he's overrated as well, but don't even get me started on that guy.
Yeah, that fucking guy.
Yeah, brutalism, the worst.
The worst. Everybody's
I do need to bring up again to your choosing the nickel Wonderland over the other one. Yeah. So I like that more also because it punished kids also. If you were one of the dumb kids that you were chasing tickets there and you ran out of your nickels quick, you had to go off in that upstairs like dark corner where they had like 4 free games you could play, and they were the worst possible games you could play.
I don't even know what you're talking about because I never did that. I knew what I knew what I was doing. First of all,
and goal at least.
You go in there with games you're gonna play. Like I don't understand. Yeah. I don't know what you're saying. Like, and by the way, the other one was like the dirt track racing game too. Like, I fucking love that one where it had like, it was like it was named after some like dirt track racer. I forget what the dude's name is, but it was so good. It's so good.
Oh, I think it was a Scotty Van D, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Scott Van D.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, wasn't there
Legendary.
like a Marco Mira?
Was that it? That might have been
There was
it.
no Mira.
No, it was not.
There wasn't no Mira. Marco Mira, I think, is a golfer. Right? There wasn't no Mira. I thought that was.
Yeah, definitely Marco Mira was definitely a golfer.
Yeah, I think there was an O'Mira.
Was he on the plane with Payne Stewart when it went down? With Stewart Sink.
He still sinks, still out there.
Is he?
Swinging on sticks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Way too soon for that, by the way.
Dave Mira is who you're thinking
Dave
of.
Mira.
Dave
That's
Dave Mira.
Booble says Colin McRae is the name of the person on that game. Thank
There you go.
Thank you, man. Yeah, big ups. That game was so good. All right, twos from the chat. WCP says IMAX at Valley River Center. Why not just Valley River Center?
Okay.
Yeah. You got food there too, man. Get you. Get you some chicken. You know.
Who doesn't need to occupy that buckle over there?
I feel like malls at night are cursed.
Oh,
Maybe that's just like me seeing Stranger Things and Gremlins too many or something too many times. But
no, we got an instant correction from WCP. Ivan Stewart's Super Off-Road. That's what the fucking game is. That's it. Ivan Stewart. That's where we fucked up.
That's a person.
That's definitely a person. Booble says his number 2 is Reeser Stadium because it's easy to socially distance.
oh,
And apparently you can just piss wherever you want, right? It's all a bathroom.
Dave Mira's dead, by the way.
Dave Mira?
What? Oh yeah, he did die.
How did he die? He died in 2016.
Feel like a dirt bike accident. I think it's safe to say.
All right, what's your one, Ski?
All right. My number one.
He shot himself in the head.
Well.
Well.
Inside of his F-150 Raptor. Wah, wah, wah.
So.
Debbie Downer.
So, how about that number 1, Ski?
All right. My number one, I'm going international with this.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to find a Stockholm, and I'm occupying the Zen Factory. Try to get me out of there.
I was gonna ask you, like, did you pop one in while we were podcasting?
No, yeah.
Okay, I was wondering what that was.
I replace them when need to be.
It might have been that. I thought it might have been gum or something. I don't know. Okay, all right. Now I know what those look like. By the way.
Yeah, look, I got.
Yeah. All right.
Those little things.
All right. Looks like Nicorette.
Yep.
All right.
It's pretty much Nicorette just in a pouch form.
What you got, King?
My number one place to occupy, and it's the only reason I would ever go to St. Louis, a terrible, vile, gross city, even by Missouri standards, the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. I mean, just blind taste testing, Bud Ice versus Busch Heavy.
What about Bud Platinum?
Oh, Bud Platties. Oh, give me that Platty. Oh, give me the Platty.
Aren't there Clydesdales just roaming?
Just roaming around. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Eagles and Clydesdales is what I think I would find.
Fucking America is what you're going to find. I'll tell you that much.
I feel like if we had given this list more thought, we probably would have expanded a little bit more and not done.
I went to Missouri, man.
No, I'm saying
in
for myself,
Sweden, man.
And I would have not done Fifth Street Market, Wonderland. Yeah, it's cool, but maybe Tokyo would be cooler. I don't know.
Yeah, Godzilla's hanging around.
I'll do that. So I'll do that with my number. I'm gonna do that with my number 1. I'm gonna go.
Maybe we drop another A-bomb on it. It's terrible.
An A-bomb.
Ooh, how have we not talked about him retiring? By the way.
Oh,
okay,
I know.
Next week, our list is top 3 John Sterling home run calls. That's it. That's the list.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. All right, my number one, Disneyland. You know.
Oh, you're on the mark, Teixeira.
Grandy from
Granderson.
The Grandy man can.
Grandy man. Jesus. We can just do it right now.
Back to back, belly to belly.
He's not good.
Love that guy.
He's not good. He's not good.
Oh, he's the best.
He's not good.
It is high. It is far. It is God.
What happened?
Caught at the track.
What happened?
Him getting hit with the foul ball last year was one of my favorite things.
Yes.
Yeah, save that list for next week, Booble. Top 3 arcade games. We'll talk about that. That's a good one. Oh yeah, the Terminator 2 game.
Oh, T2,
That's
man. What a
right.
fucking cinematic classic.
Yeah, WCP, I rolled into the Nickel Wonderland with a goal to beat the T2 game. I was hella close before I ran out of monies. It's tough. That's it, man. That's it.
Classic, yeah.
And by the way, like I mentioned the Dragon Quest game as like this cool 3D game, but it was a nickel killer. Like anybody who it's the hardest game ever. So you're giving away nickels at that point. But yeah. Okay. Anything else?
I don't think it's called Dragon Quest, the game you're thinking of, right?
It is.
Isn't it called like
What am I thinking?
the one where it's like where you have to like
Dragon's Lair?
time? Yeah, Dragon's Lair. Yeah, where you have to like time the little things pop up. You have to time the left to right dodge or whatever. Yeah, I think it's Dragon's Lair. Dragon's Quest is an old like NES RPG thing.
It is absolutely Dragon's Lair. Yep.
Yeah.
With this guy.
Yeah, blonde looking doofus dude. Yeah. Oh,
This,
you got the chainmail on it.
this dude, yep. He failed a whole bunch because that game's freaking impossible. Okay, so movie on Sunday is going to be Sicario. It's on Prime Video. Watch it. Listen to us talk about it. More Emily Blunt for you, folks. You're welcome. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you then. Goodbye.
The great